Keenan joins us live now from Woodside. And Catherine, set the scene for us now. What are you seeing?
Yeah, this has been such an interesting morning, Stephanie. We are roughly a mile and a half away from the Filoli estate where the meeting is happening. Russ and I, just 30 minutes ago, Stephanie, could barely move. Hundreds and hundreds of people on both sides. People supporting the Chinese president, people condemning the Chinese president, people supporting Biden, people blasting Biden. And it's been a colorful scene. The people who are left, as Russ is showing us now, mostly wearing red, mostly supporting China. But there were hundreds and hundreds of them. I will say it was one of the more polite, for the most part, protests I've ever seen. Police are on the scene, and I don't think it had to interfere much at all. There were some angry encounters, but actually very few. So, meantime, you mentioned Filoli, that beautiful estate, which is not too far away. That's where everything is happening. I heard that the things started off with a firm handshake between the two presidents. I like the fact the Chinese president said the globe is big enough for both countries to succeed. And certainly both countries have an awful lot of stake. Both presidents, you could argue, are playing to their domestic audiences. Both of them know that there is something to be gained if at least communications get on a steadier track. President Biden has been lowering expectations, but he's not going to come away empty. Example that there are some concessions being made by China on fentanyl manufacturing. We know some concessions have been made on climate change on the part of China. So he is expecting, they both are expecting to come out with something positive to say, Stephanie. But again, you're seeing what remains. Russ, maybe show the crowd back there. There some people, which is interesting, holding Chinese flags and U.S. flags and telling me that they're neutral. But for the most part, these are people who came by the busload, outnumbering the supporters of President Biden, at least for a time, and those are the people that we're still seeing. Stephanie?
And Catherine, it's interesting, again, you described the number of people waving the Chinese flag out there. Have you seen any people waving the Taiwanese flag, and what has that dynamic been like?
I have not, although that's certainly possible. To me, look at the fact that a lot of them have got, in one hand, in a couple of cases, there's the U.S. flag, and the other hand, the China flag. And I imagine that there are people who are talking about Taiwan, which, by the way, is one of the sticking points at the talks. The U.S. has been very critical of the fact that China has been increasingly aggressive of Taiwan. We know they'll talk about that. We know they'll talk about climate change. There are some very touchy subjects we're told they probably won't even get to, including the theft of technology by China, something that's been going on for years. And we're told they probably won't even go there today. But we'll find out more as the day goes on.
Catherine, thank you so much for your live coverage, and very interesting perspective there, especially given that Taiwan is holding its own presidential